Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel Dear Mathematics and also welcome to the chapter of definite integrals. In the previous video, we have already discussed about the definite integrals by substitution method. In this particular session, we are going to discuss about the definite integrals of modulus function. And also we have already discussed about modulus function in the 11th class in the chapter of function. So let us discuss about the modulus function first. Modulus of function can be expressed in this form. It gives two values, one is positive x and one is negative x. And positive x happens if x is greater than or equal to 0. Negative x happens if x is lesser than 0. So it has two characterization property. At the point 0, from 0 up to onwards infinity, it gives if modulus of x is equal to x. But from 0 towards negative infinity, modulus of x gives minus x. Let us take an example so that it will be clear to you. Suppose x is equal to 5. That means it is the case number 1. Here, modulus of x can be defined as x because it is greater than 0. So here the value will be, here modulus of x is equal to x. That means modulus of 5 is equal to 5. But in the case of the second interval, negative interval, suppose let us take x is equal to minus 5 and you can see that minus 5 is less than 0. In this case, here the second case is applied. That means modulus of x can be defined as minus x. And here we have taken minus 5 in place of x. So modulus of minus 5, it is minus, in place of x we have to write down minus 5. So it is the process how we can define the modulus of a function. Either it is plus or it is minus, it gives always a positive value. That means the modulus of, generally we are writing modulus of minus 4 is plus 4 or positive value of 4. That means just it is the shortcut method, but the total method is, or the process is, just we are multiplying a minus sign again to this negative value so that it will be positive. This is the descriptive method to find out the modulus of a function which carry the negative sign. If it carries positive value, then it is okay. It is again positive. So it is all about the modulus functions of 11th class. Then let us solve some of the problems based upon the definite integral of modulus functions. So here it is the first problem based upon the definite integral of modulus functions, and the given problem is like that. We have to find out the definite integral of modulus of x with respect to x from the lower limit minus 1 to the upper limit 2. Before going to solve this problem, first of all we have to go through the point in which the characterization of the function is getting changed towards the right hand side and towards the left hand side. That means we have to find out that point. We have to find out that point in which the behavior of the given function is getting changed. And before going to solve, again I am taking another point of view here. The given function is in terms of totally x. And the operator is again x. That means we have to integrate this x function, modulus of x function with respect to x. So no need to substitute any values here, just we have to go through the fundamental properties or fundamental process to solve the definite integral of modulus function, because this is a modulus function. So you can see that just we have studied little while ago, modulus of x is x when x greater than or equal to 0, negative x when x is less than 0. That means that point is 0 for the value x, and we have to integrate with respect to again x. So no need to change. That means the point 0 in which or by which the function is getting changed from left to right or left to right to left. That means its behavior is getting changed by moving from left to right or right to left at the point 0. Right side to 0, modulus of x is x. Left to 0, modulus of x, it is minus x. So the first of all we have to find out that point in which or by which the behavior of the function is getting changed by crossing over that point from right to left or left to right. So first of all we have to separate the given integral in two parts. The first one is minus 1 to 0 and the second one is 0 to 2, and again the integral is the same, it is modulus of x dx. But this is the negative part or negative interval towards the left of 0. That means it will be minus x dx from minus 1 to 0. Then it is 0 to 2, and in the positive interval the value is plus x. Again, I am going through one of the properties of definite integral, that is, if a negative sign is there in the definite integral and we have to convert this into positive sign, then just we have to interchange the lower limit and upper limit, and then we can convert it into the form of a positive value. Similarly, to remove this negative sign from this integral, just we have to interchange the upper limit and lower limit here. That means the upper limit, lower limit, after interchanging with each other, we can get here it is 0 to minus 1, and here it will be x, then minus x will be converted to x by using this property here. And the second one is 0 to 2 x dx. Just integrating, it is x square by 2 from 0 to minus 1, from 0 to minus 1, and this is also x square upon 2 from 0 to 2. Then just by putting these values of the upper limit first and then the lower limit and subtracting them, we have it is minus 1, it's whole square divided by 2, minus 0 square divided by 2. Then it is plus 2 square by 2 minus 0 square by 2. And at last we can just solve the steps and we can find out the answer. Here it is 1 upon 2 minus it is 0 plus it is 2 minus 0, then it is half plus 2, that means it is 5 by 2, and which was the required part in the right hand side. So it is the basic procedure or the fundamental procedure to solve the definite integral of modulus functions, and it is a very simple problem. Then let us move towards some of the rest of the problems based upon this fundamental topic. So here it is the second problem based upon the definite integral of modulus functions. So just let us solve it, and we have to prove that the value will be equal to 13 by 10. First of all, we have to find out that point in which upon which the character or the behavior of the function is getting changed after crossing that point from left to right or right to left. So to get that point, first of all, we have to equate the given equation or polynomial equal to 0. That means here 5x is equal to 3, that means x is equal to 3 by 5. So 3 by 5 is our required point. That means at that point we have to separate this integral. Again, I am going through the properties of modulus function. Modulus of 5x minus 3 gives two values. At a point x greater than 3 by 5 greater than equal to, and one is x less than 3 by 5. So when x is greater than 3 by 5, it gives 5x minus 3. And when x is less than 3 by 5, so it will give the negative value of 5x minus 3. And we have to use these fundamental tips here in this problem. First of all, just let us separate these functions at the point 3 by 5. So first one is 5x minus 3, and its modulus with respect to x, but from the lower limit 0 to 3 by 5, and another is 3 by 5 to 1, and it's 5x minus 3, and its modulus it's dx. That means at the point 3 by 5 the behavior is getting changed. That means, so from 3 by 5 towards the right hand side it gives positive value, that means 5x minus 3. So towards the left hand side, that means here it is 0 and here it is 1. Here it will give minus 5x minus 3. So just by putting these values here, minus 5x minus 3 dx, and it is 0 to 3 by 5. Then it is 3 by 5 to 1, it is 5x minus 3 dx, because this is the positive interval and this is the negative interval for the function 5x minus 3, not for x, for the function 5x minus 3. Then by using that property, just we can interchange this lower limit and upper limit with each other, and we can convert this negative sign into positive sign. So it will be 3 by 5 to 0, it will be 5x minus 3 dx, and it will be 3 by 5 to 1 integral of 5x minus 3 with respect to dx. That is 3 by 5. Just integrating these functions, here we can have 5 by 2 x square minus 3x from 3 by 5 to 0. Then again here it is 5 by 2 x square minus 3x from 3 by 5 to 1. Okay, let us solve it so that we can find out the answer. So first of all, let us solve this part. It is 5 by 2. In place of x square, in place of x, first of all we have to put the upper limit minus, then we have to put the lower limit. That means it is 0 square minus whole square of 3 by 5 plus, okay, this is minus 3. Then in place of x, first of all we have to put 0 minus 3 by 5, upper limit minus lower limit. Then in the right side part, it is 5 by 2. First of all we have to put the upper limit in place of x, that means it is square of 1 minus square of 3 by 5. Then it is minus 3x, that means minus 3. First of all we have to put here 1 minus 3 by 5. Okay. Then you have to just simplify these steps. Simplify, or you can say that solve the above step and get the result as 10, and get the result as 13 upon 10. I think the question was 13 upon 10. Okay, and get the result. Okay, so this is all about the second problem based upon this fundamental topic. Then let us move towards the next problem. Let us go through the third problem. The problem is like this: we have to find out the definite integral of modulus of x minus 3 with respect to x, but from the lower limit 1 to the upper limit 2. First of all, we have to find out by the point which, or by which point the behavior of this function x minus 3 is getting changed. So here it is the number line. As x minus 3 we can equate to 0, then x will be 3. That means at the point 3, so it is 3. At the point 3, the behavior of the function is getting changed. And let us test how. Suppose I have taken this point 4. That means x minus 3 or 4 minus 3. In place of x, I have taken here 4. 4 minus 3, and here it is 1, which is greater than 0. That means it gives positive value. Let us take, here we have taken x is equal to 4. Suppose I have taken x is equal to 1. And you can say that x minus 3, that means 1 minus 3, it is minus 2, and which is a negative value. So here it gives negative value. In the point 1 or at the point 1, it gives negative value. So at the point 3, from left to right or right to left, the behavior of the function is getting changed by crossing over the point 3, either from left to right or right to left. From left to right, it will become, here we are getting negative value. Whenever we are crossing the point 3, we are getting positive value. Whenever we are getting the positive value in the right hand side, just crossing the point 3, we are just getting a negative value. So this point, at this point 3, the behavior of this function is getting changed. But in this question, you can see that the maximum or the upper limit is 2. That means we have to integrate this function in between 1 and 2, and both 1 and 2 exist towards the left side of the point 3. That means the total interval is negative. So there is no question of positive interval. That means we cannot separate this interval into two factors. That means we have to integrate this function in the negative interval only. So just we have to find out the integral in the negative interval 1 and 2 from 1 up to 2, and both of the points exist towards the left side of 3. So just let us solve it. So value of modulus of x minus 3 is minus x minus 3 from 1 up to 2, because both of the points lies to the left side of 3. So it will be 3 minus x from 1 to 3. It is 3x minus x square divided by 2 from 1 to 2. Then just putting these values here, 3 multiplied with 2. First of all, let us put the values of upper limit and lower limit here. So 3, here it is 2 minus 1 minus, it is x square by 2, that means 1 by 2 is here. In place of x, first of all we have to put 2, then we have to put 1. Here you can solve it, or you can solve it by another method. Okay, another method is there also. You can also solve it by putting the value upper limit in both of the terms here. 3 into 2 minus 2 square by 2. Then we can put the lower limit in both of the values. Then it will be 3 into 1 minus 1 square divided by 2. Both of the methods you can approach. It is 6 minus 2 minus 3, it is 1 by 2. It is 6 minus 2, it is 4 minus 3 plus 1 by 2. That means 1 plus 1 by 2, and it is 3 by 2. And here it is the answer for the problem number 3, and it is very important problem because it is a special type of problem in which we are not going through the separation of the interval into two factors, because the total interval is present at the same side or the one side of the given point 3. Then let us go through some of the rest of the problems. Here it is number 3, then let us go through the number 4 problem. So here it is the number 4 problem, and the problem is here we have to integrate the modulus of cos x with respect to x, but from the interval from the lower point to lower limit 0 towards the upper limit pi. Before going to, let us take the graph of the cosine function, and you can see that and here it is the point pi by 2. That means you can say that at the point pi by 2, the behavior of the cosine function is getting changed. So from 0 to pi by 2, from 0 to pi by 2, the cosine function is positive. So cosine function is positive in the interval 0 to pi by 2. But from pi by 2 to pi, you can see that it lies below the x-axis. That means it gives the negative interval to us. So we can separate these intervals in two factors. One is 0 to pi by 2, and the second one is pi by 2 to pi. In the first interval 0 to pi by 2, cosine function is positive because it lies above the x-axis. And from pi by 2 to pi, the cosine function lies below the x-axis. That means it is the negative interval. So here in this interval, we can get cos x in place of modulus of cos x. But here in this place, we can find out minus cos x in place of modulus of cos x. And then just simplifying, it is cos x dx. Just taking this minus sign towards the outside, it will be pi by 2 to pi cos x dx. And you know that the integral of cos x, it is sin x from 0 to pi by 2. Then it is integral of cos x again sin x from pi by 2 to pi. Then you have to go through the putting your values first for the upper limit, then we have to put the lower limit. It is sin pi by 2 minus sin 0, then minus, we have to put sin pi minus sin pi by 2, and here it is 1 minus 0 minus 0 minus 1, it is 1 plus 1, and here it is 2, and this is our answer. Okay, this is our answer for this problem number 4. Then let us move towards to the problem number 5. So here it is the next problem, 5th problem, and we have to integrate modulus of sin x with respect to x, but from the lower limit 0 to the upper limit 2 pi. Before going to the solve of or the solution of this problem, just let us go through the graph of the sin x function or sine function, and you can see that this type of graph is there for the sine function. It is x axis, y axis, here it is 0, and here it is pi by 2, here it is pi, and here it is 2 pi. We don't need here pi by 2, just we need the pi term here, because you can see that at the point of pi, the behavior of the sin x function is getting changed. After crossing from left to right, after crossing the point pi, sin x gets negative. Before the pi, in between 0 and pi, the sin x is positive because it lies above the x-axis, and from pi to 2 pi it is lies below the x-axis. That means at the point pi, we have to separate this function in two factors. So it will be 0 to pi modulus of sin x dx, from pi to 2 pi modulus of sin x dx, and 0 to pi is the positive interval, pi to 2 pi is the negative interval. So here in between the positive interval, the modulus of sin x will be equal to sin x 0 to pi, and in this case from pi to 2 pi, in modulus of sin x it will be minus sin x dx. Then we have to go through the basic procedure of integration. Here it is minus cos x. Okay, you can also shift this minus term here. Let us take further another step here, 0 to pi sin x dx minus pi to 2 pi sin x dx. Then it is minus cos x from 0 to pi minus, it is minus cos x from pi to 2 pi. Then it is minus cos x, minus is taken towards the outside of the process, it becomes plus cos x from pi to 2 pi. Then we can put these values of upper limit and lower limit one by one, so that we can get the answer. The first one is cos pi minus cos 0, then plus it is cos 2 pi minus cos pi. So here it is the solution, and by using or solving this step here, minus 1 it is 2, and here it is 2, so this is equal to 4. You can solve it. Okay, this is equal to 4. You have to write down one another step here, and the values of all of the terms. How we can write down? Here it is minus, then you have to find out cos pi, and the value of a cos pi, it is minus 1, then minus cos 0, it is 1, then plus cos 2 pi, it is 1, minus cos pi, it is minus 1, Let us solve it. Then it is minus 2 plus 2, it is 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, which is the answer for the problem number 5. Then let us move towards to the 6th problem. So here it is the last problem of this current video session, the 6th problem, and the problem is very easy for you because this is in the form of integral of e to the power modulus of x with respect to x from the lower limit -1 to the upper limit 1. And it is very much easy because the modulus function is such a type, that means it is in the form of modulus of x, and for the modulus of x it is the basic general form of the modulus function. So we can separate this integral at the point 0 because for the function modulus of x, you know that at the point 0 the character is getting changed from right to left or left to right. So just separating, we can have -1 to 0, it is e to the power modulus of x dx, then 0 to 1 e to the power modulus of x dx. And you can verify that this is the negative interval and this is the positive interval. This is -1 to 0 and this is 0 to 1, so it is the negative interval. So for this interval we can put -x in place of modulus of x, and for this interval we can put +x in place of modulus of x. Then just we have to go through the integration process here, and it is minus e to the power -x, and from -1 to 0, plus it is e to the power x from 0 to 1. Then just let us take the negative sign towards the outside, then it will be e to the power -x from -1 to 0. It is e to the power x from 0 to 1. Then you have to put the values here. So it is e to the power 0 minus e to the power -1. Then it is e to the power 1 minus e to the power 0. Then let us solve it. It will be minus e to the power 0, it is 1. Then it is minus e to the power 1 plus e to the power 1 minus 1. Then just simplifying, it is e to the power 1 minus 1 plus e to the power 1 minus 1, that means 2e minus 2. And here it is the answer for the 6th problem, and this is all over for this current video session of definite integrals of modulus functions. And here we have gone through some basic concepts and fundamentals of modulus function, and then we have gone through the procedure how to solve the definite integrals of modulus function and solve some of the problems based upon that. In the next video we are going to solve some of the problems based upon this from your exercise book. Till then, thank you.